For centuries, Earth had earned a reputation across the galaxy as a reluctant participant in interstellar affairs. Unlike other major civilizations that often boasted fleets of warships or aggressive expansionist policies, Earth preferred diplomacy. When conflicts arose or alliances needed forming, Earth sent its diplomats, carefully trained envoys who navigated the complex web of galactic politics with tact and patience. This tradition had become so well known that many alien species assumed Earth was weak or naive. To them, Earth was the quiet world that spoke softly, avoided conflict, and sought peaceful resolutions above all else. This perception shaped the galaxy's approach to Earth: treat them as negotiators, mediators, or at worst, innocuous bystanders. Then, the silence came. One day, all communications from Earth abruptly ceased. No diplomatic messages, no routine updates, no signals of any kind. The galactic network, a vast web connecting countless worlds, went silent on Earth's frequency. This unexpected blackout sparked immediate concern and speculation across star systems. Some factions suspected Earth was experiencing a catastrophe, natural disaster, civil unrest, or perhaps an alien attack. Others feared Earth might be hiding something dangerous, preparing for a new phase of expansion or warfare. The absence of communication itself was a message. Something profound was shifting. Amidst this uncertainty, a heavily armed vessel suddenly appeared in a remote sector of the galaxy. Unlike previous Earth ships, which were modest and designed for transport or observation, this was a warship unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. Dubbed the Leviathan by anxious onlookers, it was colossal, angular, and bristling with advanced weaponry that pulsed with an eerie blue glow. The Leviathan did not announce itself with diplomatic fanfare or routine protocol. It moved with purpose and authority, cutting through space lanes and docking without formal invitation at a major galactic trade hub, one of the busiest and most politically sensitive points in the galaxy. Alien leaders and diplomats scrambled to decipher Earth's intentions. The sudden appearance of such a formidable ship challenged every assumption about Earth's nature. Was this a message of war? A show of power meant to intimidate or coerce? Or something else entirely? Whispers and rumors spread rapidly through corridors of power. Some speculated Earth had developed new technology or allied with an unknown faction. Others feared the worst, that Earth had become radicalized, no longer content to play the role of peacekeeper. Within the trade hub's council chambers, heated debates unfolded. Some factions called for immediate military readiness, urging preemptive strikes against the Leviathan to prevent Earth from gaining a foothold. Others argued for cautious observation, hoping to avoid igniting a conflict they could not control. Meanwhile, deep inside the Leviathan, the ship's crew moved with discipline and focus. Their mission was clear but shrouded in secrecy. No diplomats or ambassadors were on board, only hardened soldiers, scientists, and commanders. Earth's message was unmistakable. This was not a peace mission. The galaxy was about to learn that when Earth sent a ship, it sent danger. As Part 1 closes, the galaxy stands at a crossroads. The silence has been broken, but the meaning of Earth's arrival remains a mystery. Fear and anticipation ripple through the stars, signaling that the fragile peace the galaxy once knew is on the brink of shattering. The sudden appearance of the Leviathan was like a seismic shock to the galaxy's political landscape. It was the first time an Earth vessel had made such a bold, unannounced entrance into alien space, especially one so heavily armed and unlike any ship the galaxy had previously seen. For many, the Leviathan was a mystery wrapped in menace. The ship itself was a technological marvel. Its hull was made from materials unknown to most species, shimmering with an almost organic sheen that seemed to absorb and redirect energy. It was massive, far larger than any warship of the dominant galactic powers, and bristling with weaponry that pulsed with a strange blue light, hinting at energy sources beyond conventional understanding. The Leviathan's sheer size and advanced technology immediately sparked rumors of secret Earth advancements and hidden alliances. Its arrival at the central galactic trade hub, a nexus where countless alien species converged to negotiate commerce and politics, was a deliberate act. The trade hub was a neutral ground, fiercely protected by interstellar law and guarded by a coalition of species dedicated to peace and stability. Yet, the Leviathan docked without waiting for permission or even issuing a formal greeting. This blatant disregard for protocol sent a clear message. Earth was no longer abiding by the old rules. Alien diplomats and leaders reacted with a mixture of fear, confusion, and outrage. Many immediately saw the Leviathan's presence as a provocation, a declaration that Earth was willing to flex its newfound power, regardless of established norms. Some leaders demanded an emergency council session, trying to coordinate a response to what many now saw as a potential threat of war. In the corridors of power, factions formed quickly. Some advocated for caution, urging restraint and diplomacy despite the clear aggression. They hoped to avoid escalating tensions and sought to understand Earth's true intentions. Others pushed for a show of force, arguing that allowing the Leviathan to remain unchallenged would invite chaos and endanger their own territories. Behind the scenes, the Leviathan's crew maintained strict secrecy. No diplomats or ambassadors were allowed on board. The ship's officers communicated only in encrypted bursts, revealing nothing of their mission or objectives. Inside the massive vessel, soldiers drilled relentlessly, scientists worked on mysterious projects, and commanders coordinated movements that suggested preparation for more than just a demonstration of power. Rumors spread that Earth's government had abandoned its old diplomatic approach, fueled by years of exploitation and betrayal from other galactic powers. The Leviathan's arrival was seen as the opening act of a new, more aggressive Earth policy, one focused on survival through strength rather than negotiation. Amid the uncertainty, the Leviathan also disrupted the delicate balance of the hub's politics. Trade negotiations were put on hold, security measures heightened, and alien intelligence agencies scrambled to gather information. The trade hub, once a place of relative calm and cooperation, became a hotbed of tension and suspicion. As this part closes, the galaxy is caught in a tense limbo. The Leviathan's arrival has upended expectations and shattered the comfortable narrative of Earth as a peace-seeking planet. The questions now burning in the minds of alien leaders are stark and urgent. What does Earth want? How far will they go to get it? And how will the galaxy respond to this new, dangerous player? The stage is set for conflict, intrigue, and a profound shift in galactic power, one that may forever change the fate of Earth and all its neighbors. The arrival of the Leviathan sent ripples far beyond the bustling trade hub. Behind the public outcry and political debates, a covert war of shadows began to unfold. The Leviathan's presence was not just a show of force, it was the opening move in a deeper, more dangerous game that would test alliances, betray loyalties, and redefine the rules of engagement. Alien factions, long accustomed to spying and counterintelligence, now found themselves scrambling to uncover Earth's true intentions. Diplomatic channels were cut off or ignored. Earth's silence was deafening. In response, a small coalition of alien diplomats and intelligence operatives formed a secret task force with a risky goal: infiltrate the Leviathan itself. The task force included specialists from multiple species, masters of disguise, hackers, and former soldiers, each chosen for their unique skills. Their mission was daunting. The Leviathan was unlike any ship they had encountered. Its design was unfamiliar, its security systems layered and sophisticated, and its crew impenetrably loyal. Every attempt to probe the ship's defenses ended in failure or detection. Inside the Leviathan, the atmosphere was tense but disciplined. The crew, mostly humans, operated like a well-oiled machine. They moved with precision, their training rigorous and their loyalty absolute. They were not diplomats sent to negotiate, but soldiers and scientists driven by a desperate purpose. Flashbacks and whispered conversations revealed that Earth had suffered years of exploitation, betrayals, and near destruction at the hands of galactic powers that had once claimed friendship. The human commander of the Leviathan, a hardened veteran with a reputation for ruthless efficiency, embodied this new Earth resolve. He was a man shaped by loss and hardship, carrying the weight of humanity's survival on his shoulders. Under his command, the crew prepared for a decisive strike, not just to defend Earth's interests, but to reshape the galaxy's power structure in humanity's favor. As the alien task force probed deeper, they discovered evidence of sabotage missions carried out by the Leviathan's crew. Several key alien supply lines and communications hubs had been disrupted, and certain political alliances were fracturing under unexplained pressure. It became clear that Earth was not waiting for diplomacy or peace talks. They were striking, first weakening opponents before any negotiations could begin. This revelation only deepened the galaxy's anxiety. Many alien leaders realized that Earth's approach was unlike anything they had faced before. Unpredictable, covert, and devastatingly effective. The Leviathan was not just a ship. It was a symbol of Earth's transformation, from a silent negotiator to a dangerous power willing to use force. Yet, within the Leviathan's walls, not all were convinced this path was right. Some crew members questioned the morality of their orders and the cost of their actions. These tensions hinted at fractures within Earth's new war machine, frustrations and doubts that could either undermine or strengthen their mission depending on how they were managed. Part 3 closes on a note of growing tension, both external and internal. The galaxy braces for conflict as Earth's shadow war escalates. The alien task force faces increasing danger in their attempts to uncover the truth, while the Leviathan's crew prepares for the moment when hidden conflicts will erupt into open battle. The fragile balance of power hangs by a thread. The tension that had been mounting across the galaxy finally exploded into open conflict. The Leviathan, Earth's colossal warship, launched its first strike, a calculated and devastating assault that shattered any illusions of Earth's peaceful intentions. This was no longer a diplomatic standoff. It was a declaration of war by a planet that had long been underestimated. The target was a powerful alien fleet that had been threatening human colonies on the frontier of galactic space. These colonies, once considered remote and insignificant, had grown in strategic importance as Earth's influence expanded. The alien fleet represented a direct challenge to Earth's sovereignty over these territories. The Leviathan's attack was swift and merciless. Utilizing weapons technology that combined advanced energy discharges with unprecedented precision, the ship decimated the enemy fleet before they could mount an effective defense. The sheer scale and efficiency of the strike stunned observers across the galaxy. Entire squadrons were obliterated in moments and flagship vessels were reduced to drifting wreckage. This assault forced the galaxy's dominant powers to confront a new reality. Earth was no longer content to remain on the sidelines. The Leviathan's strike was a stark message. Earth was prepared to defend itself fiercely and would not hesitate to use overwhelming force. Alien governments that had previously dismissed Earth's diplomatic overtures were now scrambling to respond. In the aftermath of the strike, a fragile coalition of alien powers quickly formed. Their leaders labeled the Leviathan a rogue war machine, an unpredictable threat that needed to be contained before Earth could expand its influence further. Emergency war councils convened, and military assets were mobilized to counter the growing human threat. Yet even as the galaxy rallied against Earth, the human commander aboard the Leviathan remained focused and unyielding. He revealed to his crew the deeper motivations behind their actions. Earth's path to this point had been forged in hardship. Decades of betrayal, resource exploitation, and disregard by other galactic powers had hardened humanity's resolve. The Leviathan was more than a weapon. It was a symbol of survival and retribution. The commander's vision was clear. Earth would no longer be a passive victim but a dominant force that demanded respect and ensured its safety through strength. The human crew, though wary of the risks, shared this fierce determination. The alien powers faced a dilemma. Attacking the Leviathan outright risked catastrophic losses, as Earth's technology and tactics were unlike anything encountered before. Yet standing down risked allowing Earth to consolidate power and disrupt the existing galactic order. Meanwhile, intelligence reports suggested Earth was not finished. The Leviathan continued to carry out covert strikes, targeting key infrastructure and political centers, further destabilizing alien alliances. The galaxy was rapidly slipping toward a broader war, with Earth at its violent center. Part 4 ends on a precipice. The first major battle has altered the balance of power, and the fragile peace that had held for centuries is broken. With Earth's intentions laid bare, every faction must now prepare for the possibility that this conflict will engulf the entire galaxy. The first strike of the Leviathan had shattered the fragile peace of the galaxy, forcing alien factions to face the harsh reality of Earth's new stance. Yet, amid the growing hostilities, a desperate hope for peace lingered. Alien leaders, fearing total annihilation and the collapse of the Galactic Order, sent envoys to the Leviathan in a last-ditch effort to negotiate. However, this time the game had changed. Earth no longer sought to negotiate on equal footing but demanded respect and recognition as a dominant power. The envoys, an uneasy coalition of diplomats from several species, approached the Leviathan with both caution and urgency. Their mission was perilous: to find common ground with a crew hardened by betrayal and loss, and to prevent further bloodshed. The atmosphere on the Leviathan was tense. Soldiers and scientists alike remained vigilant, aware that any misstep could provoke renewed violence. Inside the Leviathan, a schism was beginning to emerge. Not all crew members agreed with the commander's ruthless approach. Some questioned the morality of their mission and the cost in innocent lives. These dissenters saw a different path, one that might combine strength with genuine diplomacy, rather than domination through fear. The alien envoys faced a daunting challenge. The commander's terms were strict. Earth would not tolerate any attempts to undermine its authority, and alien factions must cease all hostilities against human territories. In exchange, Earth offered a tenuous alliance, one forged not in friendship, but in mutual survival and power balance. In the tense negotiations that followed, moments of understanding occasionally flickered through the walls of mistrust. A particularly daring envoy managed to engage the commander in dialogue, appealing to his memories of Earth's suffering and the desire to avoid endless war. Yet beneath these moments lay the harsh reality. Earth's demand for respect came with a price, and many alien factions struggled to accept the new order. Meanwhile, the Leviathan's covert operations continued. Sabotage and disruption of alien supply lines, communications, and political structures persisted, weakening resistance and shifting power dynamics. These actions underscored Earth's message. It would not be contained or ignored, and it had the means to enforce its will. The fragile dialogue was a powder keg. Trust was minimal, and every word was weighed against the backdrop of ongoing violence. The alien envoys understood that peace, if it came, would be born from compromise and blood. There would be no simple treaties or empty promises. As this part closes, the galaxy stands at a crossroads. The Leviathan remains both a weapon and a potential beacon of a new order. Whether that order leads to lasting peace or endless war depends on choices made in the coming days. The line between diplomacy and bloodshed has blurred, and both sides are forced to confront the costs of their decisions. The galaxy stood on the edge of irreversible change. After months of tension, covert strikes, and tense negotiations, the Leviathan's arrival had permanently altered the balance of power. Earth was no longer the quiet, diplomatic backwater it once was. It had emerged as a formidable force demanding respect and recognition. The old alliances were fractured, old treaties rendered obsolete, and a new order was rising from the ashes of conflict. In this new dawn, both Earth and the alien factions faced uncertain futures. Some alien leaders, bruised by defeat and wary of Earth's relentless rise, reluctantly accepted a peace shaped by strength rather than trust. They recognized that Earth's harsh tactics had shifted the paradigm. Galactic politics would no longer revolve around polite diplomacy, but raw power and pragmatic alliances. Inside the Leviathan, the human crew bore the scars of their mission. The commander, once resolute and unyielding, now wrestled with the costs of victory. He had achieved Earth's goal, survival and security through dominance, but at what price? The internal dissenters within the crew had grown bolder, pushing for a balance between strength and humanity, a hope that Earth's rise need not come at the cost of its soul. Meanwhile, across the stars, a fragile coalition of alien factions began tentative talks with Earth's representatives. These meetings were cautious and fraught with tension, but they represented the first steps toward a new galactic order, one where Earth's power was acknowledged, but where dialogue and compromise might still forge a lasting peace. The Leviathan itself became a symbol, not only of Earth's military might but also of its transformation. It was a warning to those who might threaten humanity, and a beacon to those willing to accept the new reality. The galaxy had learned a hard lesson. When Earth sent a ship, it was not just a message but a force to be reckoned with. Yet the future remained uncertain. The scars of war and betrayal ran deep, and many factions harbored grudges and ambitions that could reignite conflict at any moment. Earth's challenge would be to maintain its newfound power while navigating the delicate balance between domination and diplomacy. As Part 6 closes, the galaxy holds its breath. The Leviathan's mission has reshaped history, but whether this new dawn brings peace or further chaos depends on the choices humanity makes next. Earth has sent no diplomats. It has sent a ship. Now it must decide what kind of future that ship will help build.